Hello and welcome to the Keto for Moms channel. Today we're going to talk about why you'll never hear me say that you need 50 grams of carbs. This is one of my most painful topics to talk about because I hear it all the time, especially from the moms in our support group who have been told by who knows where or read it online that they need 50 grams of carbs in order they can do the keto diet, but if they're pregnant or breastfeeding, they need 50 grams of carbs. So I'm going to talk about why you'll never hear that from me, and instead what I think is more important to focus on. So my name is Holly Garcia. I am a keto mom. I'm currently following the keto diet and breastfeeding. I had a successful ketogenic pregnancy with a beautiful baby at the end, and I help moms on our support page. We have over 17,000 moms right now that we help to stay on their keto diet and have successful results, whatever their goals are. So we often hear on that page moms telling other moms, or moms saying, how do I get 50 grams of carbs? It's so hard. I'm trying to hit my protein and I'm trying to get 50 grams of carbs. It pains me because I remember when I started eating this way, how challenging it was. It was a completely different way of eating than what I had been doing previously. And it was pretty overwhelming to start off with and figure out and do all the things. And trying to hit 2 targets is really difficult. Besides, we're moms. So we have kids at homes, or we have, pregnancy brain, or, even if you're trying to conceive, like, there's a lot on our plates as women, as mothers, and hitting 2 different targets just makes it more complicated. So I want you to have success doing this diet. So I want to make it as simple as possible, and I want you to just focus on what you need to focus on and not get overwhelmed so that you don't end up quitting. So the 3 reasons I've heard, I've consulted the experts out there. I've researched everywhere online. I've asked all the moms who say that they've heard that they need 50 grams. Where did you hear that from? What were the reasons given? So after all that, I've come up with the 3 reasons that people give. One is there's some explanation about when you're breastfeeding, your breast milk uses 30 grams of carbs a day. Therefore, you also want to get 20 grams of carbs because keto's 20 grams and under, so then 50 grams. It's like a number, like as if there's a math equation that goes with it. The fact is there's no science to back that up. 30 grams of carbs, yes, we know that, but we also know the body can make all the glucose that it needs, so you don't have to consume it. So there's no scientific reason for 50 grams. Anywhere, I've looked everywhere. I've asked the experts who published on their page that you need 50 grams, and they have told me there is no science. It's just a hypothesis. Some people say it's because you want to avoid deep ketosis. I'm not sure what that means, and I'm not sure that 50 grams even avoids deep ketosis, because for pregnant and breastfeeding women, most of us will stay in ketosis even with up to 50 grams of carbs a day, because your body is using so much, your energy output is higher. So that will keep you in ketosis all day long. I'm not sure it really would even avoid deep ketosis, and I'm not sure that has any benefits to it. Again, there's no science to back it up, but I can tell you that it seems like you would just be missing out on the rewards of deep, lasting ketosis, but there is no guarantee that would minimize any risk or have any benefit. The third reason is people say women's hormones need carbs. This has just been totally debunked. We have lots of science, lots of examples of women who are on the ketogenic diet who do 0 carbs, who do very low carbs, who do under 10 grams of total carbs a day and have amazing hormone results. So their hormone levels usually are better, and even when their levels might be different than the norm, their symptoms, their hormone symptoms, are all vastly improved. So I don't think you should focus on something that is not evidence-based and we haven't seen it have any value. by keeping your carbs up. The only reason we say you can have up to 50 grams would be in order to include more vegetables. If you have food aversions, you have more wiggle room, but it's still a limit that you want to stay under. Instead of focusing on getting a certain number of carbs and trying to hit at least a certain number. And really, when people are told 50 grams, they're told to hit 50 grams. You don't want to go over that because that's not keto. And then you don't want to go under that because that's not what you're supposed to do when you're pregnant or breastfeeding. Okay, that's really hard to do if you've ever tried to hit a certain calories every day. You get within a range, but you don't hit that number every single time. That's like impossible. So instead, we focus on protein. Protein's the most important macros. I'm going to show you this chart right here. Your goal is always protein. Why? Because moms need protein. Protein has essential amino acids. Those are the building blocks. They build humans. They build your own lean body mass and protect your own lean body mass and tissues. So protein is the goal. That's the number you want to hit and go over every single day, because that's what's essential. It's going to keep you more full. It's going to keep you more satisfied. It's going to give your body what it needs. It's super nutrient rich, especially with animal proteins like meat. You're going to be getting everything you need, and that's going to be what's amazing. Protein's going to make all the difference in your success for getting healthier or losing weight or maintaining your supply. So carbs are always going to be a limit. If you want to go up to 50 carbs per day, most women can do that who are breastfeeding or pregnant, and they'll still remain in ketosis and still get lots of benefits. But you don't have to hit that. You just want to stay under 50 grams, or a lot of people will do under 20 grams because they feel better with less carbs. And then fat is a range. You want to have enough fat in your diet to make your food flavorful, to feel satisfied, to keep your calories adequate in order to provide for your child, whether that's pregnancy or breastfeeding. And then, but there's an upper limit to your fats. You don't want to have too much fat that you're gaining weight, or that you're using calories on fat instead of protein. So it's a range that you can move up or down depending on your need for that day. So if you're feeling more hungry, or if you're just needing to add extra calories in, and protein is so satisfying, the calories might be easier to get from fat. Usually you just use it for cooking and for flavoring, and the rest takes care of itself. So that's what I want you to focus on, so that you can be successful in whatever your goals are as a keto mom. And don't worry about trying to hit a certain number of carbs. There's no evidence to it. And we haven't seen any with our moms that do this and have had keto pregnancies and been keto and breastfeeding for a long time. We haven't seen any benefit to adding more carbs to hit a certain number. Okay, so leave a comment below if you've heard this before, and if you've heard a different reason than I mentioned. And if you have any other questions about how much carbs you need to have. Thanks so much.